don't read it.
I was like,
Niggas
because
is
of the amount of times that I get
ridiculous.
asked a question that is read out to you in the rules, I'm finna stop answering them bitches and reverse
I
your
mean,
ass back.
I told you.
Reverse your ass back.
I
Reverse
told
your
you.
ass
That's why I nipped that in the bud immediately. I told you. I said, listen, don't test me. I'm not coming to get nobody. If you want to sit at the welcome screen, you will be there.
What irritates me is
Promise.
you skim through them bitches. You skim through them just enough to get in here, but now you asking all these damn questions. How did you skip over literally everything?
No, just say read the rules. You don't answer questions. You just say read the rules.
Like, uh, literacy is
Because
I'm telling you.
it's like humans say, bro. If you say something enough, it becomes someone else's idea.
Tough.
So you keep saying read the rules. One of these days, you're going to be like, let me look at the rules. I'm telling you. That shit low key work. It definitely low key work. Episode 38 of the Braincast. How y'all doing, man? Left side of the brain. I know the smart ass is a smart mouse. Left side of the brain. Cedric, the creator, as well as.
Going to be your favorite beverage, if not already, in the right side of the brain, the one and only juice.
A lot has
And
happened in these past 2 weeks, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
A lot. Like, when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Like, Bethesda is being outed. Goddamn, Dave Chappelle did it again. Freaking. And I actually have a little something to say about Dave Chappelle. Is interesting. My thoughts on him has changed. Which is, it's not 100% bad, but it's a talk that needs to be had. But before we get into everything, including the Game Award nominees,
Word, because those came out while we was going through.
how are you feeling, Twin? How was your Thanksgiving? How was your holiday weekend?
Thanksgiving was cool. This was my first Thanksgiving out of the house for real. And this was the first Thanksgiving that me and Ari had. We was both like cooking the dinner.
Okay.
So we was just talking about last night how we was like finna recreate like the main pieces of the meal because that shit was good as fuck. I was like, I'm finna recreate the chicken. She was like, I'm finna recreate this pot roast because it was cool. Her pops, her uncle came over. It was really just vibing
W.
all day. I don't know. I think I did this while we were gone. I definitely did this while I was gone. I started going back to the gym.
Right.
So we've been going to the gym for like 2 weeks now.
W.
And I'm a go in the morning person for the gym. It's either go hella in the morning, hella late at night. Going hella early in the morning, when I tell you that shit done did wonders for my sleep schedule, bro, because we had to get up at like 4 a.m. to go get the Thanksgiving groceries. And we literally got up, did that, went to the store, got the groceries, went to Target, got some shit for the house, came back home, and it was like 8 a.m. And I was like, bro.
Yeah, you have a lot more of the day.
This might be the vibe.
I be saying it. I be saying it, bro. Waking up early is something different.
This might be the vibe. We need to go shopping for the house. This might be the vibe. Because one thing I will never forgive COVID for, amongst all the other shit, is taking away 24-hour Walmarts, bro. Like, but yeah, that shit was cool. So the gym been doing its thing. Obviously, this past week we didn't have time to go between getting the stuff, it being Thanksgiving, us just being tired from work and life.
Hey, I feel.
We back at it tomorrow, back on the grind. The content been coming out, the poor family time's been doing their thing. I've been feeling like, as a person, with the exception of, what was that, Friday, I had that mishap with, the exception of that one day, as an adult, as a young adult, I've been feeling like cool with my decisions and my choices for real as a plate.
That's what's up.
Like, so what about you,
I mean, my Thanksgiving was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that
Uh,
Thanksgiving was something.
It's not your traditional Thanksgiving, but it is what it is. I had food, so I didn't starve. And after that, it was baby girl's birthday, so I was up and stop trying to self-sabotage her birthday. It ended up being a great day for her, and I love that for her. I was trying to make sure I can be there for her next year, because from what she was telling me, as much as I have fun, all she can think about is me being there. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could, but a man broke. So until a man not broke, stuff like that is gonna stay in the pipe. You know what I'm saying? It's called pipe dream for a reason. So we'll work and try to get out there next year for her birthday. There's gonna be a good bit of traveling next year if everything goes to plan.
So next year for real.
Yeah, like I said before, I gotta hit up all the homies this coming week right before Streaming starts. Anyway, about Streaming plans, which for folks who do not know, Streaming starts this coming Thursday. 25 days of streaming. I'm streaming 25 days straight every single day. Different things are going off. It's vibes. So youtube.com/@CEDVGamer. Check it out. But as much as I'm hitting up people up for those plans, I gotta start hitting people up about next year's Friendsgiving. We're supposed to start next year. Yes. So we gotta start early. So a year ahead is a good time to start planning.
And I really feel like the only thing that had us, like, I don't even want to say sabotaged us, but like let us know, like how to properly plan it. Because like you said, a year in advance with that many people is the best way to do it for real. Yeah. Is the fact that we had a solid plan, but it was like 6 months before we was all supposed to see each other. And I was like, this ain't enough time.
Yeah.
This ain't enough time to save. This ain't enough time to, like, it was really just this ain't enough time to save for real. Like, that's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out the first message actually right after the pod. Now that I'm talking about it, we'll throw it out on the,
because I feel like we could take everything from last year and put it towards this year, and menu wise, house wise, shit, we might still go to Atlanta. Why not?
It could be. And true, I might, depending on how next year's supposed to go, if it goes the way that I want it to go, I might have to end up just taking 2 weeks off in November from whatever job that I have. Because mind you, Friendsgiving we doing the week before Thanksgiving, and the week of Thanksgiving is baby girl birthday. So I'm like, at that point, it might be a situation of go to Friendsgiving and probably fly back to New York with baby girl for her birthday type shit. So it might be something like that. It ain't like this house doing anything for Thanksgiving anyway, so it don't matter. I don't need to fly back for here. Shit. So it might be a vibe like that.
Either pick a little equidistant place or just go back to. And now that I think about it, just like last year, I'm in an equidistant place from everybody. Now that Zach done moved.
Zach in Atlanta, Washington.
Now that Zach done moved, even with me being in Texas, that's still like the middle ground.
Oh yeah, you gonna be in Texas by then. That is true. You won't be in Texas by then. We'll figure all that out. We'll talk about that when it comes down to it. But yeah, it's been finishing off this semester. Top of the class apparently, according to everybody in the class.
Word.
We're fighting for the number one spot. Because the only person that's competing with me is someone who literally was an intern for Trevor Noah this past summer. So I mean, I'll just be at home making shit, so that says a lot. that says a lot. So it's really just been planning for streamers as far as I'm concerned. So that's what the past 2 weeks has been. And of course, we missed last week because I had a little meltdown, but we good now. So while we here, we're gonna just get into all of this stuff that's been happening over the past 2 weeks. Which I guess the first thing that we might as well do, I guess, just go straight into the Game Award nominees. Why not? Well, might as well go straight into it and talk about it. And I think everything else will fall into place following that. Also, so for folks who do not know, I think it was literally the day after last pod that the Game Awards nominees came out. And like we told you, the next episode we were gonna do, we was gonna talk about it. As you can see, all of the categories, we're gonna save Game of the Year for last, of course. And also, we're not gonna hit all of these. We just gonna hit the ones that we care about. So if you really want to go through and hit all of those, feel free. It's on the Game Awards website, so check it out when you get the chance to do it yourself. Let's see. First one I care. I guess best esports game. Let's do best esports game. Of course, we got CS:GO, which I'm pretty sure is probably gonna win. Yeah, CS:GO's winning. I'm just looking at this and I'm not already tell. I have no.
You might have a close.
Well, with League of Legends,
Valorant, but
well, is it a Valorant esports scene popping like that?
Yeah, they just they not being weirdos over there no more, so anybody talk about it.
Rocket League, I barely even knew there was a scene. I'm not gonna hold you. League of Legends is League of Legends. Dota 2, I don't know nothing about Dota 2, so I mean,
nothing about it. I'm not gonna lie.
So as far as that's concerned, my vote is CS:GO, because the fact CS:GO still going to this day, yeah, boy, yeah, that's something else. That is.
Oh, if Valorant win, I'm not gonna be surprised either.
Man. Bro, what the heck? Why did don't know the categories? It's like, why they jump back 2 pages? I ain't. Anyway, most anticipated game, yes sir. We're here. Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts might be up there.
That's my lied.
Despite the whole, them hurting everybody's feelings with us not being able to play Quidditch, niggas still want that game. It's me, I'm niggas.
I mean, you haven't seen the gameplay trailer yet?
I have.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That the level of detail I give them respect for, and it might be more in that game than we give credit for.
Right down to the black textured hair packs. I'm in there.
Facts. So
it's hair and the Deathly Hollow tips.
So my choice is between Hogwarts Legacy and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. People have been waiting for this game for the longest because Breath of the Wild changed the gaming industry forever. And without Breath of the Wild, we don't even have Genshin. So there's a lot of people maybe voting for this one. This one's a strong one. We've been waiting for a little bit, which Breath of the Wild playthrough will be coming to the channel soon enough. That one's gonna be a video series. There's a lot in that one.
Always go for RE. It's gonna always go for RE. The nostalgia factor gonna always go for anything Capcom, just in general.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't know.
RE4 remake. I'm mad, but this might be one that wins. If not that, it's gonna be Final Fantasy because nostalgia and shit. We don't know crap about Starfield and Bethesda in hot water right now. So
if Bethesda wins, niggas might be upset just because Bethesda won.
I mean, like I said, because Bethesda's in some hot water. We won't talk about what happened with Bethesda after this, but Bethesda's in some hot water right now, so they might have just lost a lot of folks based on that alone. So we'll see what happens. Best adaptation, like movie shit.
Pretty sure.
Is that what you saying? Arcane League of Legends. I remember that's the Netflix joint. The Cuphead show. Didn't the Cuphead show get some awards last year?
I believe so, yeah.
Either that or it got an honorable mention of some sort.
Personally, I'm really looking at either Cuphead or Cyberpunk, because if you have not seen Edge Runners, bro, first and foremost, Netflix did their thing with this anime adaptation. This shit is fire. Okay, the storyline is fire. The details that it touch on in real life You feel me? Fire. So if you haven't watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I advise you to do it. It's a one-hitter quitter, little 10-episode piece. You feel me? So get into that. And then also, if you ain't watched Arcane, get into that. Netflix put their foot in both of these fucking shows, bro. These shits is fire.
I didn't look too much into Arcane because I'm not really the biggest on League of Legends stuff. But
I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
It is what it is. When it comes down to it, if it's good, it's good. I ain't mad at it. As long as the show's good, the show's good. Completely forgot about the Uncharted movie.
It came on Netflix too fast for me to be like, this is a good movie. And even when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I thought it would be. It's Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. I don't know what else you want me to do.
Damn, yeah. There's Sonic 2 might do decent. It might be Cuphead might come back for a return when I'm not gonna hold you. Or maybe Arcane. League of Legends is very popular. Ooh, that's what my prediction is. At least we'll see what happens. I might be surprised. Maybe it'll be Cyberpunk. Who knows? We shall never know. Best debut indie content creator. We don't know any of those content creators. Don't worry about it. We'll look at it though.
I figured you did.
Neon White.
Stray's
up there. Stray got a lot of nominations this year.
Oh, that's crazy for a game that everybody got quiet about so fast.
Stray, I think, if I remember correctly, it might be in a Game of the Year discussion. We're gonna see later, obviously. Completely forgot Tunic came out. I thought that joint was still in development.
Bro, I thought Tunic came out like last year. I'm not gonna.
No, they've been talking about it for a good bit.
Hearing anything about it.
Yeah, it's one of those indie games that's very, 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 very niche. So if you ain't in that scene, you're not gonna hear about it. It's really that simple and straightforward. Norco, never heard of it, so I have no idea. Same with Vampire Survivors. So as big as Stray was this year, I think Stray is gonna pull this one in. Especially if they're not winning Game of the Year, they're definitely pulling in Best Indie. There's no question.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Content Creator of the Year. Let me see the ones I don't know. I know Ludwig. I don't know Buddy. No, bro. Cutie Cinderella. Ain't she an Apex creator? I think she's an Apex creator.
I believe so, yeah.
Am I bugging? I gotta look this up. Cutie Cinderella. I've seen this name before.
That's about it.
All I know is the blonde women are taking over Apex. Boy. It's her, there's Lulu. Who else? I think Princess. She's like a Loba main. I don't know if she blonde though. I don't even know her voice. No, it's like 2000s all over again. Stop. Shout out to Lulu Lovely, bro. That girl got some aim, boy. If there's anybody sniping, that's the one you want with the sniper in the hand, boy. And she be hitting Kraber shots I ain't never ever seen before. That girl is different. Oh man, I'm not gonna do enough research for that. I think she's an Apex creator. I may be wrong. But Carl Jacobs. He one of the Mr. Beast niggas, ain't he? He on Mr. Beast team. He look like it. I think so.
Definitely do.
I think he one of the Mr. Beast folks and whatnot. So it might be between them two. Not gonna hold you on pure numbers. I'm sick. That's tough. Next category.
He's a wonderful content creator.
Bro, best multiplayer. COD is in here. Multiverses came out this year. They came out this year. It sure did. MW2, which I'm not gonna hold you. We're gonna see if I play it during stream. I've been watching a couple gameplays of it, and as much as Call of Duty being hot water all the time with every release, it is what it is. The one thing I have been hearing that's positive from everybody, everyone's like, as much as they ain't some BS, the gameplay is fun. I ain't heard that about Call of Duty in years. It got me intrigued. We gonna see. We'll see if we get my hand on it. Overwatch 2 has been fun. Free to play, I think it worked for it. Except for the weird ass SMS protect crap that's going on with it. But Splatoon 3, I still haven't got my hands on it yet. I want to. I really do. And I'm mad I haven't got my hands on this TMNT game either. So.
Apparently that shit's so fire.
Bro, I can't wait, bro. I'm a huge TMNT fan. For folks who do not know, I'm a big TMNT fan. So, in all honesty, it might be between COD and Overwatch 2. Multiverses is probably not gonna get the respect that it deserves. I won't be surprised if it does.
Neither will I.
But
I just doubt it.
I believe it's gonna get snuffed. I'm not gonna hold you.
Hell yeah.
It might be COD or Overwatch.
It definitely got the treatment of, oh, this was cool, da da da, and then niggas stop playing it for a while. That's always what happens with fighting games. Nobody really fuck with fighting games anymore.
Oh, fighting games that try to compete with Smash, like this is the longest living Smash competitor since Brawlhalla, so I definitely give them credit. Also, they got a big studio behind them. They got Warner Brothers behind it, so it is what it is. Them boys got access to so many properties. It's ridiculous. DC, Scooby Doo, like
coming back to this game, bro.
So I think literally based on it being a Warner Brothers property is the only thing that's gonna keep it up for real. We'll see. We'll see. Best Family. What's in Best Family this year? The Kirby joint. I forgot the Kirby joint dropped. The new Mario Rabbids joint. Nintendo Switch Sports. That's hard. That's hard. Splatoon 3, of course, and the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Almost forgot this dropped this year too. This Kirby game was a big one. It might be Kirby for me. If it's not Kirby, it might be Nintendo Switch Sports.
I see both. I see either. Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Or who knows? Splatoon 3 might come back and grab that one. Then again, I haven't heard a lot of people talking about Splatoon like that. I ain't gonna hold you. So we shall see what happens. Best fighting game. DNF Duel. The JoJo's joint did drop. I'm thick.
Finally got a nod that I hear about.
Nah, Sifu might be up though. Cause Sifu had a chokehold on the community for a bit.
It did. For how long?
I still got to go back and beat it myself. Who knows? Maybe I'll play some more of it on during streamers if that's what people want. I'll ask. Multiverses might pull this one. Multiverses might pull this one.
It's definitely going to be between the two. I'm not going.
If not Sifu, I do feel like if Sifu doesn't pull this, Sifu's gonna get snuffed. But I'm not mad at Multiverses beating it, but I still think that Sifu deserves the reward because that game was good.
That game was clutching us, bro.
Like, game
everybody
is good.
was playing this game simply because of the whole aging up thing in order for you to get stronger, and everybody wanted to be like, I beat the game at 22. I beat the game at 30.
Hey, bro, it's a fire mechanic. I definitely give it. We love brand new ideas in games, bro. That game was fire. It still is fire. We're gonna see what's up. Best RPG, Elden Ring 1. I don't need to see the rest of it. I don't need to see the rest of it. Elden Ring 1. But the other nominees is Live a Live, Pokemon Legacy. I'm about to say Legacy, my goofy ass. Pokemon Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, which I forgot that dropped, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I still have to play a Xenoblade's Chronicle game. I still want to try it out and see what's popping. But Elden Ring, to this day, still has a strong place in the community. I believe this is winning, no questions asked.
No doubt about it.
So I really didn't need to see the rest of them. I'm not gonna hold you. Best action adventure. We getting into the big ones now. We got a Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok.
After it came out that late is crazy, but also go on.
Horizon Forbidden West, which I think is gonna get snuffed because of God of War, Stray, and Tunic.
I feel like everything else in this category, with the exception of God of War, simply because, like you said, God of War is here, will get snuffed because this game is here. A Plague Tale might have a little bit of a backing, just because hella people was actually playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like this game had a good little backing for real, but everybody was so ready for God of War to come out. I won't be surprised if it wins, bro. It doesn't deserve to win in this particular category, but I won't be surprised if it does.
I mean, action adventure is this category, but still, I feel bad for Horizon because Horizon been snuffed his whole existence. Both Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West been getting snuffed because of their competition. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Horizon Zero Dawn won Game Awards its year, which is crazy. That game is actually really, really good, and I'm not shocked that I'm hearing the same things about Forbidden West. But it is what it is. We'll hear what we hear. Best action game. Bayonetta 3, COD, Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, and TMNT. This is a strong lineup.
Right.
I honestly don't know where it's going.
It could literally go anywhere. This lineup, I'll be happy regardless of who wins, simply because the race between all these games is so close.
So I'm not gonna be shocked if COD wins. COD just got that kind of power. But at the same time, I can see Sifu winning. I can see Bayonetta winning. I would be shocked if TNT pull it, but I'd be happy because I'm biased. But I don't know that much about Neon White, but obviously deserved a spot if it's the nominee. So this is probably the strongest lineup in a category we've seen thus far. So that we're gonna see what happens with that. Yeah, the funniest category here. Best community support. You wanna know why it's funny? This is why it's funny. Apex Legends is on here. Why? Why? Listen.
Now Destiny 2, I got a newfound respect for y'all. Y'all gang, I'm not gonna lie. Ever since certain someone snatched me onto this goddamn game. We've been living for the Destiny 2 for real. Final Fantasy, I'm assuming, because y'all a cult classic, you feel me? And 4, y'all have gotten better with y'all community support. So I'm not
it's probably gonna be 4, but Apex been on here. It's crazy. Apex is crazy. We've been talking all year about how y'all don't listen. The audio issues in this game has persisted since it came out. Y'all haven't fixed it. There hasn't been a new gun that has come out in the game in over a year, which I'm not 100% mad about, because at one point y'all just kept putting out guns in the game that was, number one, oversaturating the loot pool, and number two, they weren't that much different than other guns. Because, like I said, the car, that's the R99 with a gimmick. The 3030, that's a G7 with a gimmick. Like, the last unique weapon that has come out in this game was the Bowcheck bow. So I'm not mad at y'all.
And switching up games that are already there.
I'm not mad about it.
Already there, putting shit that we already got in different categories and all this other shit.
It's a lot with Apex. I'm not even gonna divulge all that right now. But this does not deserve to be here whatsoever. That's my opinion. So who knows? I haven't been playing No Man's Sky. First and foremost, shout out to Hello Games for bringing No Man's Sky back from obscurity. Cause I remember when No Man's Sky came out and pretty much flopped, and everyone left that game in the dust. Y'all brought in y'all multiplayer section of it, and it just blossomed back to life. That takes a lot of work and a very special studio to do that. So Hello Games, if you ever come across this, I applaud you for your work that you've done on that game. Y'all doing y'all thing. So honestly, I actually don't know. I might just say Fortnite for the lack of information I have on everything else for real. So that's my wild guess there.
Nominated is just comical for real.
I'm telling you, bro. Best indie. What we got in best indie? A new Stray's gonna be here. A new Seafood's gonna be here. Cult of the Lamb.
Cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a very good game. It's a decent game.
I feel like that's gonna pull because Devolver, people sleep on that dev constantly. But Cult of the Lamb had, no pun intended, a very cult following before it came out. It Niggas played this game before it came out. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those little cozy games. Shout out to the cozy game community. Yeah, y'all love y'all games. I respect y'all love and passion for the games that y'all love. I definitely respect it. As well as Stray. Which, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm probably gonna do that during stream miss. We're gonna play through Stray. We're gonna see. I put a little bit on stream and then left it alone, which I hate. But this is the type of game you would play during the winter season. A little cozy game, not too crazy. There's a lot of chock full of little mysteries in there, building up a little story and whatnot. I like it. We're gonna see. But as far as popularity is concerned, it might be between Sifu and Stray that pull this one. But yeah, and Cult of the Lamb or Tunic might come out of nowhere and pull it. Who knows?
If Cult of the Lamb pop out the woodworks with it, I won't be mad. I'm not gonna lie.
Not at all. Best ongoing game.
No matter who wins in the indie categories.
No.
I beg your pardon.
That's the best ongoing game. No. Destiny 2. I don't know. Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin.
I feel like it might be either Destiny or Final Fantasy. I'm not gonna lie.
It might be Fortnite or Apex.
It might be Fort. Shit.
Who knows? Fortnite's been doing their thing right now.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not saying the game is falling apart. It's not falling apart. I did decent for this season 15 launch, but then once we all got over the fact that there's a new map and a new legend, there ain't been nothing else, and the fact that this season specifically is probably gonna be one of the longest seasons we've ever had with nothing, that's tough. That is 100% tough. And the fact that y'all got Warzone 2 out right now as competition, and it seems like it's pulling in some people. Respawn. So it's getting tough, my boy. It's getting tough. Lord. Best performance. I know half of it. Yup, my man Christopher Judge for Kratos.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Okay, Sunny getting his nod.
Yes, we got both Kratos and Atreus here. And I'm pretty sure she's the voice of Aloy, if I remember correctly. Miss Ashley Birch, she's up here. Plague Tale Requiem. I don't know too much about the game, so I don't know exactly what she plays. Nor do I know anything about Immortality. But once again, we know that this is the God of War Awards this year, so it's probably going to be Christopher Judge that wins this. But shout out to that man, though. He be doing his thing. So I'm not even mad if he does win this at all. But we shall see. Best audio design. If I see Apex in this category, I swear.
I'm going to
cool.
Oh, y'all knew
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This is hilarious because I've been hearing people say that footsteps is loud as shit in this game for no reason. So this being in best audio design is funny.
I think niggas are right behind me and they're like across the map damn near. Like, please.
That's crazy that y'all here. I don't know how. I be thinking some of y'all pay to get in some of these categories. I'm starting to think the God of War Ragnarok probably pulling this one. I'll keep it 100%. Gran Turismo 7. Again, these types of games are always going to be in these kinds of categories because as far as, you know, visual design and audio design, a lot of racing games ain't got nothing else really to offer, as well as car selection. So it is what it is. Best score in music, God of War Ragnarok is in here.
Oh, it's up. Sorry.
Yep. And Plague Tale, Elden Ring, Metal Hellsinger, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And God of War is probably pulling this one too. I want to be mad at Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring has some good music in that game. I'm not gonna hold you. But we know who's winning that as well. We get into the big one. Best art direction, God of War. You ain't gotta tell me. Yeah.
Stray's here? I'm not surprised. That's a beautiful game.
It is. It's a nice, smooth game. I actually like that. Alright, such a good game, bro. Such a good game. Can't wait to play through it. Scoring, I don't know that much about scoring, actually. So, it is what it is when it comes to that. Best narrative, God of War in here. Yeah, it's gonna be the same one. Immortality is the replacement in here. I'm surprised. Best narrative that Stray isn't in here.
Same.
That's surprising here. But I guess Immortality is just that much better. I might look into it. I haven't heard of that damn game.
Interesting.
Best game direction, God of War. Click, bro.
Damn.
Okay, Stray got best game direction. Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovative and game direction design. Yeah, that makes sense. 100%.
Sure ain't nothing else is innovative.
Yeah. So I would hope that Stray wins this. That's what they deserve it. And last but not least,
one of the year. Let me see if I can do my Jeff Keighley voice.
Don't.
And our nominees for Game of the Year. Nah, I didn't do Jeff respect.
I was sick. We got a Plague Tale.
Game of the Year though?
Yup. Plague Tale Ragnarok. Stray. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Elden Ring. Game of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. At least they got a nomination for it. You know what I'm saying? But I already see where this is going. This game been long awaited. God of War Ragnarok is probably pulling that out.
Unfortunately, going to God of War, even though it probably should go to either Elden Ring or Horizon. I'm not
it probably is, bro. It probably is. We know how this stuff
and if
works.
We don't, congratulations to who else wins. But
that's gonna be interesting. We'll see all that live.
We're gonna be here on the 8th in the game room.
Yes, sir. YouTube.com/@saidthegamer, CED We're gonna be watching that live during Extremists. So if you want to see our live reactions, definitely go over there, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. So we'll definitely be popping off with that one. Now, why is Bethesda probably not winning any awards? If y'all haven't heard, Bethesda got their butts exposed. Why, you may ask?
Damn, Bethesda.
First and foremost, I hope that you all know about Mick Gordon. If you do not know who Mick Gordon is a respected game music composer in the industry. If you want to know some of his work, we are talking Killer Instinct, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. We're talking all of the Wolfenstein games, the original Doom reboot, Prey, Lawbreakers, that game, Soma. We're talking most of the new Need for Speed games, Crysis 3, and many more. A lot of people have been putting some respect on this man's name for years now. This man is renowned and respected in the industry. Now, as you heard, that Mick Gordon has been known for doing a lot of the work on the Doom games. If you do not remember, I believe it's 2018, the sequel for the Doom reboot came out, Doom Eternal. If I remember correctly. Let me double check. Let's see, Doom Eternal release date 2020, actually. Okay, it came out in 2020. So I would lie.
You came out in 2020? Whoa, it did.
Doom Eternal came out in 2020. So now the drama is over the OST. Now, for folks who don't know what OST is, that's the original game soundtrack that tends to release alongside of the game. It's not necessarily the in-game music that's on an album, but, supporting music in a body of work musically, obviously. The same way you see OSTs for movies and stuff like that. Now, the situation is the OST for Doom Eternal now is known for being utterly disappointing to many fans. And there was a lot of discussion at the time that the game came out as to why this game soundtrack was trash, like doodle water. Like we don't know why. And it's not like they're gonna come after Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon known to not miss in this industry. Have you seen all these games that we was talking about? Destroy All Humans 2, another one. Mick Gordon don't miss. So, according to a thing that we're gonna talk about in a second, according to this article, quote unquote, many of the fans were blaming the lead audio designer at the time, which was, what was his name? It was Chad something. I don't remember his name, but the lead audio designer at id Software. And amidst all this conversation, Marty Stratton, who is an executive producer at id Software, came out and just dropped a Reddit post. What is this Reddit post, you may say? It's a Reddit post, long story short, of patronizing this man Mick Gordon and then saying that it's all his fault. Long story short. Now, everything that I'm talking about here, as far as this Bethesda drama that we're talking about, I got all the links in the description for you, so you can check all this stuff out for yourself. You don't have to listen to me completely, but we just gonna give the little spark notes of the situation, and then discuss it, obviously. But long story short, like I said, I won't be reading all of this, but pretty much he comes out and said, over the past weeks, a lot of people have been talking about, the OST and that it's trash or whatever. And according to him, he says a lot of what's being said is people are saying that Mick Gordon edited and quote unquote mixed only 12 of the 59 tracks in the OST, and that the rest was the lead audio designer that did it. And then blah, whatever he talking about. Then he comes down here about how Mick Gordon had like complete creative control. He did everything. He deserves every reward that he gets. Throwing that in there as a little patronize, device. And blah, but all that kinds of stuff, pretty much. So I'm not gonna sit here and read all of this for y'all. It's like 2,500 words or whatever. If you want to read it, go for it. Like I said, links in the description, but pretty much patronizing and saying that it's all Mick's fault, right? So for the past 2 years, everybody been like, wow, Mick Gordon missed. People been like, hey, yo, what's up with Mick? Why did that turn out? Or whatever the case is. Damn, Mick ain't the same no more. He ain't the man we thought he used to be. He losing his touch. Pretty much, people was coming for this man Mick's name for 2 years. Probably lost some jobs potentially, because people thinking that he's hard to work with. Hence another thing that was talked about in this open letter. Putting a stain on this man's legacy. All kinds of stuff. Right? So why are we talking about this situation? Mick came out top of November. As you can see at the top here, it says like an hour read. 14,000 word document about why the hell Marty bugging. I'm talking about, this is the ether of public responses. This man has a table of contents. Do you see this?
Oh nah.
A table of contents
about why you're
putting in full detail of every step of this game's development, the OST, and everything that happened afterward, as well as fact rebuttals of everything that was said in this open letter right here. This man Mick came for they next. He's not playing. There's a lot here, as you can see. We're not gonna sit here in an hour reading every single thing. We're not gonna do it. But what I can tell you is some of the big points that was made about the situation, as well as why it's Marty apparently just don't like this man.
Fuck Marty Stratton. Marty.
So first and foremost, according to our man Mick Gordon here, according to our man Mick Gordon here, he says that the original situation was when the OSC came out, people heard the initial reactions or whatnot. Marty came to Mick for help to obviously try to fix it, upgrade the quality and all kinds of stuff, because the quality was poor when it first came out. Mick said cool. and whatnot, because he was willing to fix it, because obviously his name was attached to the project. You know, that kind of stuff is the type of things that go into portfolios when you're going out for other jobs, all kinds of stuff like that. So
very detrimental to you.
Exactly. So you want to keep your portfolio as pristine as possible. Obviously, he worked on this, as well as every artist wants their work to be the best that it can be, obviously. So Mick says, sure, he'll help. And on top of that, Marty goes, all right, cool. He offers to make a draft for a joint statement for them to release together, addressing the situation and how they're fixing it for future plans. Correct.
You ass.
Correct. And Marty also asked Mick to hold off from any public comments until he finished setting the draft up, right? Marty says, you gonna get in a couple hours, then we'll release, talk about it, all kinds of stuff. Boom, boom, bow, we good, right? Right? Mick never received the draft. He never received the draft of the statement. He didn't hear anything. A couple days later, he drops this on Reddit, blaming him for everything.
Be fucking for real.
I wish I was lying. I really wish I was lying.
Be fucking for real, dude. Like.
But wait, there's more.
God damn it.
Mick also has said that he hasn't been paid for over half of Doom Eternal's sound work that he has produced to this day. And now, mind you, when the OST was made available for pre-order, his name was attached to it. Whatever, cool. You'd be like, wait, what's wrong with that? This was before he was even contracted to start producing the music. Before he was contracted to produce the music, they put his name on the OST and put it out for pre-order.
These niggas say, yeah, he'll say yeah. Mitch, what if he don't say yeah? Then what?
Then, when Marty refused to fix the situation and do anything about it, that situation ended up being 9 months of no work being done. Because he had to wait 7 months. Mick Gordon waited 7 months to reach out to Bethesda to negotiate the OST. And then on top of that, do you want to know when he received the contract? He received the contract 2 days before Doom Eternal's release. Now, if you don't understand what the problem with that is... I was about to
say, please don't let it be right before the damn game come out.
If you don't understand what the problem with that is, Doom Eternal made the promise of putting out the OST alongside the game's release. So he gets the contract 2 days before Doom Eternal's release, then has a 29-day deadline to create the OST. And on top of that, the contract stipulates that id Software has complete creative control and would have access to all his source material.
Be fucking serious, bro.
And then the cherry on top, because some people may be asking why, why did it take him 2 years to respond and whatnot. Number one, when it comes to certain things like this, it's going to take you some time to really get every single piece of evidence that you need to really make your statement. Number one. And number two, Bethesda and id Software bribed him with 6 figures to not say anything.
Bethesda.
Oh, I'm gonna let that sink in. They bribed him with 6 figures.
First of all,
to not say anything.
As a dev as big as you are, that's all you're giving people for a bribe?
6 figures, bro.
Secondly, if you're willing to bribe me with 6 figures, why can't you pay me?
Right. Exactly.
If you're willing to bribe me with 6 figures, why didn't you pay me?
And then, of course, in the midst of all this, people going crazy. What? Bethesda, what is wrong with you? Bethesda puts out a statement.
Of course they did.
We're going to read the statement, obviously. The recent posts by Mick Gordon both mischaracterized and misinterpreted the team at id Software, the development of Doom Eternal, Marty Stratton, and Chad Mossholder, which is the lead audio designer.
Man, fuck Marty.
With a one-sided and unjust account of an irreparable professional relationship. We are aware of all the details and the history in this matter and unequivocally support Marty, Chad, and the team at id Software. We reject the distortion of the truth and selective presentation of incomplete, quote-unquote, facts. We stand ready with full and complete documented evidence to disclose in an appropriate venue as needed. The statement posted online has incited harassment and threats of violence against Marty, Chad, and the id Software team. Any threats or harassment directed towards members of our teams will be met with swift and appropriate action to protect their health and safety. We remain incredibly proud of id's previous collaborations with Mick Gordon and ask that fans refrain from reaching conclusions based on his account and, more importantly, from attacking any of the individuals mentioned on either side, including Marty, Chad, or Mick. Now, here's the funny part. I have never seen such a hypocritical statement put out by a company ever. Right? Let's break it down. It's a Marty, the one-sided and unjust account of an irreparable professional relationship, correct?
That's what they said.
But when Marty Stratton went and made that whole Reddit post that did not say anything about how Mick felt about the situation, isn't that one-sided? Isn't that unjust?
Correct.
And on top of that, when Mick did his thing, he had evidence. He showed clear evidence. Now, I didn't show y'all any evidence here, but once again, links in the description. You can check this out for yourself. I want everyone to do their personal research themselves. You can look through it yourself and come up with your own idea of it. But from what I have seen and heard, Mick hit y'all with the ether. Y'all had gossip.
And y'all said, you know what they did? Bethesda basically said, oh, so y'all just gonna believe him? Because he said that.
Like, you had no problem coming out because you want to talk about how you're incredibly proud of the collaborations y'all had with Mick before. But and y'all talking about how people over here, y'all teams out here being harassed or whatever, we're not taking lightly with that. When Mick was harassed and criticized for 2 years.
2 years.
Y'all ain't saying nothing.
Because of you niggas.
Y'all ain't saying nothing.
You had motherfuckers thinking that the best to ever do it, damn near, had flopped on y'all game specifically.
Y'all see right here in the corner. First person to answer is Mick Gordon himself. Right.
Y'all are sick.
Yup. Marty Stratton, id Software studio director, lied about Doom Eternal's OST events in a Reddit post that used disinformation and blamed me entirely for its failure. Later, he offered me a 6-figure sum to never speak about it. The truth is more important. Cause
he turned down 6 figures, y'all.
He turned it down. Obviously,
he turned down 6 figures for the truth. Because his reputation is by far worth more than 6 figures. Look at who we're talking about here. So that was a slap in the face amongst the fact of, you finna offer me a 6-figure bribe, but you haven't paid me for this. That being a well-educated person, you was gonna use that as, well, technically, we gave you money. So we just gonna use that in lieu of pay for what you said we didn't give you. So it technically wasn't a bribe. We were just paying you for your work.
You're not going to pay me back my money, but you'll pay me to shut up and not tell nobody that you didn't pay me my money. Do y'all hear how idiotic and ridiculous that sounds? How badly are you trying to cover your behind?
Because y'all let Marty fuck y'all for real. Y'all let Marty do this, and instead of being like, Marty, you stupid bitch, and correcting Marty, getting on Marty ass for the shit. No. Y'all wanna ride or die for that stupid ass motherfucker.
It's
like
ridiculous.
Marty's just that nigga for real. No, Marty's the reason this whole company is in hot water because of this one motherfucker. Because one person didn't tell him, hey bro, you probably shouldn't do that.
I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about Bethesda pulling no awards this year.
Telling you, boy, whether y'all deserve them as a game or not.
Y'all showed your ass. You showed your ass.
Incredibly, for no reason. It was uncalled for.
Like, instead of you working with Mick Gordon to just fix the OST, you want to let your man jump out the window talking about something. Oh, it's Mick's fault. He didn't do it right. Because mind you, on top of that, just to show you how much this man Marty don't like this man Mick Gordon at all, this man was out saying that, oh, how he deserves all the awards that he gets for his for his work on the game and whatnot. Mind you, when this man Mick Gordon actually ended up winning an award, Marty went up there trying to accept it on his behalf and took the award back to the offices that till this day Mick Gordon has not seen or held. It's another piece of information that's in the big ether statement that my man Mick Gordon dropped. It's Marty's ridiculous.
Just a dirty bitch, yo. Marty is just a dirty bitch. Like,
it's ridiculous the lengths that's been gone by this one person.
I want to know what blackmail Marty got on niggas. Who's Skippy got? I want to know. I'm just so exhausted by the bullshit. I want to know what blackmail Marty got on niggas for y'all to be riding for him this bad. No company is this much of a family to where I'm gonna let you tank my shit this bad, bro.
And it's unfortunate because we all know for sure this is not the first company that participates in this kind of behavior.
It's not.
This is just the first one that we know about.
Doing up there, bruh? What do this nigga know that can't nobody else know? Because whatever it is, I would have rather, I guarantee you, the blowback that y'all are getting from this, where this is going to cause people to look at y'all internally about a whole bunch of other shit, it couldn't be as nearly as bad or as nearly as much of a cleanup than some shit that Marty could have said, bro. I know it couldn't have been. If you got nasty niggas in the office, get them out. That's it.
Like Bethesda, I think y'all jumped out the window. I don't think y'all know exactly what the problem between Marty and Mick is. And from the way Mick is talking about, Mick doesn't have a problem. Another thing he says in the statement is he enjoyed his time working with y'all. This is the problem that he has.
You tried to hoe him and think he wasn't gonna do nothing about it.
So I don't think y'all understand the situation. Shit. I'm telling you.
Do you know who this man is, bro? Any dev would be happy to work with him. And y'all did. And you tried to play with that man's time and his money?
Craziness.
And then disrespect him with a bribe when you owe him money already?
That's the craziest thing. You offer someone to shut up when you owe them money.
You owe them money.
I ain't never heard of something like that before in my life.
Y'all are preposterous, for real.
It's crazy. Like
y'all are just a blabbly of niggas. Like I don't
think Bethesda understands what they're doing. Speaking of not understanding what they're doing, let's talk about Dave real quick.
God damn it.
Let's talk about Dave. Now, this is not necessarily concerning the SNL monologue, but it encompasses it. Now, folks have heard my position, well, I've heard our position about Dave Chappelle since The Closer.
Facts.
And where we stood since then. And I believe my opinion has shifted a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as people may think, because what I have to say on the matter is pertaining to not just Dave Chappelle, but as well as the people who are fighting against him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once again, I've talked about FD Signifier on this channel before, but shout out to him again because he's really opened my eyes on this whole Dave Chappelle situation. And check in the description down below to see the video essay that he did on Dave Chappelle. That whether you watch it in pieces or whatever the case is, it is a bit long. Watch it in pieces or watch it in one sitting, but I do think it's very important for people to watch it whether you are a fan of Dave Chappelle or not. I think it really explains the problems that Dave Chappelle are putting out there with some of the jokes that he's putting out, but also understanding how to make this better. Now, I'll play y'all a little excerpt of what FD Signifier was talking about this situation with, you know, the quote unquote, and well, this was really addressing the closer, but I think this can work for the quote unquote anti-Semitic comments that he made on the monologue and stuff like that. So let's just pay attention real quick. Go ahead, FD, talk to the people.
The thing I want to get across here is that I get where Chappelle is coming from in terms of this feeling of jealousy and animosity and, nihilism at other people's struggle in the face of your own. And that as Black men, we are so surrounded by death, so surrounded by indifference to our condition, that many of us as a defense mechanism have adopted this attitude of, well, if folks ain't gonna care about Black people and Black lives and Black bodies and Black men, then I'm not gonna care about them. And if that was just the case, I don't think people would really be up in arms. But the extension of that is that there's so many brothers, and this is sisters too, by the way, but there's so many Black folks in general that because our condition is so bad, we think it gives us license to pile on to other people, to punch down on other people in other groups when the opportunity presents itself. And then we get mad and indignant when people criticize us for that. And it's like, just like being gay doesn't give you carte blanche to be racist, being Black doesn't give you carte blanche to be homophobic or transphobic. And like Anansi talks about in their video, touches on the whole thing with DaBaby and how you can't, this argument that DaBaby got into worse trouble for hurting a gay person's feelings than killing a Black man is such a bullshit argument to try to pull out there, because number one, the courts found that DaBaby acted in self-defense. Please recognize there's a lot of niggas in jail for lesser charges. DaBaby situation is very much an outlier. And like, are we ready to talk about the fact that DaBaby's fan base is not heterosexual Black men, that we are not protecting DaBaby and we're not uncanceling DaBaby? DaBaby's uncanceled by a lot of the same fan base that he insulted on that stage. So he's fine. That's just how it works when you're DaBaby. That's a role that Black men are allowed to embody regardless of the negative things that we participate in. But Chappelle's not going to get into all that. He wants to create this narrative of Black people versus gay people instead of Black people versus white supremacy, which is the real issue here. So I get where this sense of jealousy comes from. I get why it's a thing, but that doesn't make it right. That doesn't give you a real strong argument to deflect criticism when you participate in harmful things towards other groups of people. Our oppression is not the product of those people's activity. So we cannot attack them on that basis. We need to be engaging with those folks effectively, because we can do two things at once. We can talk about the fact that these other groups benefit from and exploit Black energy and bodies to promote their own social justice, but we can also not participate in their oppression just because we have the opportunity to.
So that's the big one right there. That's the big one for me right there.
Yeah.
As much as, and to break it down, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the closer has become infamous in the fact that many people have criticized Dave Chappelle for being anti-trans, and upon another point, a big point that FD signifier makes in this video is the fact that Dave Chappelle is making jokes on a community that, number one, he doesn't participate in, and number two, doesn't understand. And one thing that I love that FD signifier did in that video was he interviewed many black trans people in this video and had some of their points in this video, which a lot of them are like, you're talking about something that you don't understand, because for folks who do understand and have heard from the trans community, a lot of the jokes that Dave Chappelle has made is based on stereotypes. Now, if you don't understand why that's a problem, a great way that FD signifier put it in that video is understand that what Dave Chappelle is doing the equivalent of making fried chicken and watermelon jokes.
Yeah.
And how much that was damaging to the black community for a while, for a very long time, to this day. Because it's not really fried chicken or watermelon jokes now. It's monkey and y'all like saying the N-word more than you want us to type jokes these days. So, and that point alone is when I said I have to come on the podcast to talk about it, because I was making points of, if you don't find it funny, don't watch it. But at the same time, the problem is not that it's a subjective joke. It's perpetuating, number one, stereotypes, and number two, a certain image of a community that is already misunderstood, which will be perpetuating the problem that us as black people say is a huge problem, period. So it would be irresponsible to be pushing that. Back to the point that FD was saying, as what we shouldn't be doing is added on to another minority's oppression if we are all fighting for the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
But on the flip side of that also is a problem with a lot of people who are allies as well as who participate in these communities and it's the problem I have with cancel culture. I've heard me talk about it countless times on the pod. And a point that one of the black trans folks that were on this episode of FD signifier said was, number one, cancel culture doesn't exist because it's filled of people who are just mad about certain issues and just push to get people the fuck out of here, which I 100% agree on, because a lot of the people, they're making points to say why you're wrong, but no one is making points of how to get better and improve. Compassion is lost. That's the problem here. That's the problem that I'm trying to push here. Compassion is lost on both sides. From Dave Chappelle, not necessarily understanding what he's talking about and not understanding the nuance of the perpetuation that he's participating in. And that's a lot of vocabulary words, so if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's bad on Dave Chappelle's side for not understanding that you pushing something that you don't understand, as well as not understanding that you're hurting people the same way that people hurt us as black people. Still hurting us. And as much as, you know, the LGBTQIA plus community has become a new minority in itself, what we can't do is do to them what white folks have done to us. It's not a good look. But at the same time, also, a problem that we have participated in as black people too is get mad without teachable moments. If you get what I'm saying. We can be mad at someone calling us the N-word or whatever the case is, but if we don't explain why the N-word is bad, how can anybody, you know, improve? How can we grow as a people? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to us universally around the world, everyone in humanity, if we are all going to get better, we have to show people the mistakes that they're making, number one, as well as show folks how to grow from those mistakes also. And I feel with the growth of quote unquote cancel culture, these days, there's no more teaching anymore. It's just persecution for making a mistake, which I think it's counterproductive. We're going backwards. We're not helping nobody. If anything, we're creating more segregation without y'all understanding that. You know what I mean? It's problems on both sides. And I think once everyone comes out publicly and says that there's problems on both sides, that we can start to become better. What you think, Twin?
As always, you just be taking the words right out of my mouth, OG.
Hey, bro.
Like, you can't... The last thing, or should I say, the main thing any oppressor wants is internal fighting. You feel me? Why do you think Great Britain was so gung-ho when the Civil War happened? Them niggas was over there and it was like, they finna fuck up. And I'm finna swoop back in and they ain't gonna have no choice. No. Because when you get internal fighting amongst people who are already minorities, completely ignoring the fact that oppressors are sitting here and that's the real problem, they just sitting here cooling it. You know why the Mayans fell? Because they were so busy worried about the Aztecs that the Spaniards just came over and fucked everybody up.
Right.
So when you have internal fighting amongst two groups that on their own are strong very much, but together, whether it be because of shared bonds, shared mindsets, shared trauma, unfortunately, they are stronger. Fighting and dwindling themselves down, whether that be because of misinformation, whether that be because of just a thought put in your head by an oppressor about the next bitch.
Right.
You feel me? A hive mind mindset, whatever that may be, and it's always an outside thought majority of the time. Because when you really sit back and think about it internally, I have no reason to have any problem with you because we the same for real. There's no reason for us to have any beef because we have no differences other than the blatant ones. And that's just you being you and me being me. So when you have that internal fighting and you are dwindling each other down, when the real problem come up and they want to come in and put their foot on everybody's neck, now you don't have enough power and neither do I, because me and you been beefing this whole time, whether knowing we got this common enemy and we have this common problem. And if this problem were to be gone, deleted, defeated, whatever, we could go back to living separate lives. We could go back to being separate entities, or we could come together, whatever it may be. But there will be no problem between the two of us because there was never a problem between the two of us to begin with. So why would you do that? Why, when you share a common enemy or a common problem amongst people who are so like you, why would you go against them in any way, shape, or form because of an outside idea? Whether it be funny, whether it be something you don't understand, regardless, why would you do that when you know it's a bigger problem to at hand?
As well as understand that what you laugh at is what you laugh at. Cause what I'm not gonna apologize for is, which is bad. It's bad that I laughed at some stereotypes, but I laughed at it. What can I do? I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. The humor humored me. I laughed at it. I think laughing at one thing, as much as it may be a problem, it's not as harmless as perpetuating. You know, perpetuating tends to be way more harmful. As well as sometimes it's easier to laugh at something that you don't completely understand. Which is why I believe it's the reason I had the first stance that I had on the closer than I did before. I lacked compassion because I didn't completely understand. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I understand the trans community. I didn't. Like, the easiest joke to know is a stereotype. It's the disposable dick joke, obviously, because not everybody goes through, that genital. I forgot what the surgery is called necessarily. Whether you it's the genital change surgery, something of that nature. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or in the live chat. Whether people choose to sever a genital or change a genital, whatever the case is, not everyone participates in that surgery from the trans community, from what I've heard. A good, excuse me, a good majority of the people from the trans community don't necessarily go through with that kind of surgery. So putting out the severed dick joke is a stereotype that is not in truth for real. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Long story short, what we don't want to do is bringing back to the early slavery days. For folks who don't know what I mean by that is, understand when slavery was first in this country, it wasn't just black people. There was low-rung white people being in servitude as well. But when people started sniffing out an uprising, you know what they did? They brought up the white folks, gave them education, gave them power, and then tried to teach them that they're better than the black folk to help perpetuate slavery even stronger. Because divide and conquer is a very popular but unfortunately effective strategy. We don't want to divide and conquer everyone. Life becomes better when we're all unified and strong together, rather than punching down and separating each other. So Dave is wrong for speaking on subjects that he doesn't understand, but also I do believe that the people who are crucifying him aren't necessarily educating. Let's try to have compassion for each other on both sides, and I believe that the world becomes a better place for it. That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's going to agree with that. Some people may call me uneducated for it, or I don't necessarily have all the information as to why Dave Chappelle may be a better person or a bad person or whatever the case may be. But I do believe that this world is missing compassion, and we all know it to a certain extent. Let's try to be nicer to each other. That's just me. But either way, that SNL joint, I didn't see it to be that bad.
I didn't watch it. I'm behind on SNL for real.
I don't blame you. I went back and watched it on YouTube, his monologue, because there's a lot of uprising about it or whatever the case is. The only jokes at the expense of the community that I saw point out more to me, if I'm missing anything, was he made a joke about all Jewish people dressed up like Run DMC, and he was like, wow, why do all your people dress up like Run DMC? I laughed at it. I'm not gonna lie, I find it funny. It's just a little jab at the way that you dress, nothing too crazy. And he made a joke about how some of the Jewish holidays are titled. Like, he was talking about how he grew up around a lot of Jewish people when he was growing up. And it's like, hey, bro, you trying to go out to go do whatever? And he's like, nah, it's Shana Na 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 tomorrow. Oh, for real?
Oh, nah.
Shana Na Na Na? What is Shana Na Na Na? I laughed at it too. I'm not gonna lie. Call me ignorant or damaging. I laughed at it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm always gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I laughed at it. I did. Because it's absurd. It's really absurd. Which is it's another thing that FD Signifier touched on. Everything when it comes to this Dave Chappelle thing, like I said, in the description I have a link to it that FD Signifier did. He's way better at really laying this out and breaking it down than I can. So whenever you have time, go through, watch that, and you'll understand where I'm coming from a bit more, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Watch it in chunks if you're not one that likes long videos. But yeah, he made that joke. Yeah, he made jokes about Kanye and Kyrie. And that's really it. I'm like, if it's based off of the Jewish holiday joke, I understand. I can't be mad at that. But it's getting to a place where I believe that a lot of people are either being blind to or don't want to understand nuance. And I think that becomes dangerous for comedy. And in this kind of climate, it seems like comedy might just go out bad. Comedy might go out bad on certain things. Because PC comedy isn't funny. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the comic. Because we can consider Kevin Hart to be politically correct. And he has his times. He has his times. But if y'all have seen his last two comedy specials, my man Kevin ain't where he used to be. he ain't where he used to be. But he's gonna still eat. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not the one that's set to be talking about stuff like this. Because I'm a guy who likes dark humor. So certain things that may be damaging to certain communities, or it may just be outright absurd to some folk, I tend to find funny. So I'm not I'm not one to probably talk about this because they probably won't get me out of here too. So if y'all don't see another episode from the Braincast, just know that this episode single-handedly killed the whole program. So I'm sorry, but as we've always told y'all, we gonna keep it 100 with y'all on this podcast. We gonna be 100% completely honest. So this is me being honest with you. I do believe that comedy is gonna be a completely different place in 5 to 10 years. If cancel culture, quote unquote, continues to go that it's going, because there's certain people who definitely deserve to be deplatformed, but I believe that most people need teachable moments. But people don't want to do that. You did something wrong, you deserve to lose all your money in your career immediately. And I'm like, I think that's a very dangerous thing to do. And it makes people scared to try things. And it ultimately stunts people's growth. Nobody grows as a person because they're not allowed to make mistakes, and that's what we don't want. You know what? That's kind of the same thing. Like, it's pretty similar to, you know, when you have a child and, you know, they write on the wall at your house. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Instead of you punishing them and teaching them that it's bad to write on the wall, you put them up for adoption. You don't do shit like that.
Christ.
Right? You see how crazy it is, right? My point. When a kid writes on a wall, you don't put them up for adoption immediately. You might give them a tap on the wrist. You may punish them, whatever the case may be, but you do what you have to do to teach them that writing on the wall ain't the move. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the climate that we're in. And I find it to be saddening. Because on top of stunning people's growth, it's gonna create a route for edgelords, unapologetic edgelords, mind you, to come out here and do some of the wildest stuff ever with no remorse. Because if you don't accept the cancellation, the problem with quote unquote cancel culture is y'all do a lot of temp cancels, and it completely makes the whole culture look like hypocrites. But once again, I'm not going to do another episode of deep diving into cancel culture. I feel like 80% of our episodes is that these days. But let's just try to have more compassion with each other, people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their morals and what they absolutely can't accept, and I'm not going to tell nobody to change what you can and can't accept. But I believe a lot more people should believe in growth rather than punishment, and a bit more situations. That's really what I got to say on that. You got anything you want to add, Twin?
No, honestly.
Let's just try to be better to each other, people.
Like,
let's do that.
So be fucking decent to people. Like, that's it. Nobody said be nice. Be decent.
Right.
Treat the motherfucker how you want to be treated. We taking it back to elementary school days for real.
Mm-hmm.
And they was taken back then.
That's a fact. I do believe a lot of these people who be out here trying to cancel people, if the shoe was on your foot, you would have been like, wow, I didn't understand X, Y, and Z. Nobody wanted to show me. Y'all just kicked me out of the internet club all of a sudden. I didn't understand what the problem was, but no one wanted to say nothing. That's what y'all doing to a lot of people.
Like 50. What you say fuck me for? Because it was fuck you. That's why.
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else? I think that's it, really.
No, I think that's it. No one.
Oh, you got anything you want to tell the people about that's coming up?
Next gameplay on the channel is going to be the COD campaign.
Oh snap!
Probably gonna bring us into the end of the year. Obviously we're gonna be intermingling some foods in there, but as of right now, the kitchen ain't closed. Obviously, like I said, I'm gonna be intermingling some foods in there. We just might not be baking as much as we would like this year because it's the end of the year, and it's crunch time as far as the financials go. So Christmas time, y'all might get the Thanksgiving treatment as far as cooking goes, because I know y'all fuck with that. Get ready with me soon. Y'all getting one of them.
Snap.
Got date night coming up, so let's get ready with me soon. And that's it for real, y'all. Anything that come up, be in a Discord. You feel me?
I feel that. And y'all heard what's going on with me. This coming Thursday is the beginning of my 3rd annual stream miss. As we've done before, the past 2 years on Twitch. This is the first year on YouTube, youtube.com/@CEDTheGamer. 25 days of stream miss, 25 days of Christmas. It's the same ordeal. Every single day for 25 days from December 1st all the way to Christmas Day. We'll be streaming every single day with all kinds of activities. Live reacting to the Game Awards. Checking out the Fortnite chapter finale event that's going down. Checking out the Apex Winter event. We playing old school games. We're playing new school games. We're doing in-person games. We're doing drinking games. We're doing truth or drink. We're doing all kinds of things, all kinds of content. I greatly appreciate y'all coming through, having some fun times with us. It's going to be a vibe as always. Once again, links in the description down below. Check the link trees. Follow us everywhere to see what's coming up. And it's end this year strong, y'all. The podcast will probably be back at the top of next year, being that Stream Miss is going to be as busy as it is. So definitely tune in to Stream Miss if anything, because of course Twin is going to be part of it and multiple things here and there. So you'll definitely be catching us doing our thing together during Stream Miss sooner or later. So if you love the duo energy, come through the Stream Miss, you'll catch it for sure. And the pod will probably be back it will be back at the top of 2023. So as always, we appreciate everybody who either watches and listens live, who may watch and listen afterward. We appreciate every single one of y'all. This year has been a great year. and it's only up from here.
Continue to support us next year.
Indeed.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Yes, Merry Christmas for folks we don't see until next year, as well as Happy New Year. Indeed. And with that, that is episode 38 of the Braincast, Smart Asses with Smart Mouths. And we'll see y'all next year.
Hey.